What's up, aliens? I'm back again with another video. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm Simply Elle, and welcome to the Alien Gang. And if you're not new here, you know it's the regular madness. It's the regular madness. Thank you so much for coming back. In this video, we're going to be talking about Love is Blind Season 8, Episode 11. This episode begins with Dave and Lauren still talking about this tired-ass ex conversation. Oh my gosh. Forget about it, David. Forget about it. He says that she admitted she never ended things with the guy, but she's like, I never said that. And that she actually said there was not a lack of closure in her opinion. When I went back to their conversation about it, she said that there was nothing to end, that it was just a friends with benefits situation. And he was even telling her about a date that he had previously before they met up. So it didn't seem to me like they had a relationship. It was just a, hey, are you down? Do you wanna? David is like, okay, yeah, but he's still texting you now. But she's like, yes, he's been texting me to figure out what's going on, but I have not been responding to him. David is like, why do you think he's been texting you? It's because you never really ended things with him. And she's like, there was nothing to end. This was not my man. I wasn't dating this guy. A lot of the times when you're doing friends with benefits or when you're just in somebody's rotation and then they get into something serious, they don't owe that person anything. She didn't owe him an explanation or why she's no longer responding to his messages. You just leave them behind. I'm moving on with somebody. I'm being serious with someone. Goodbye to you people. Like, there's no issue here, but David is really needing something to hold on to so that he can leave this woman because he doesn't like her. He's not attracted to her. And Dave, you could literally just say that. You could just say, I'm not attracted to you, and that would have been fine instead of wasting all our time for 11 episodes. He came on this show and he wasn't even serious because the sister didn't want him to go. So then he now told his sister, oh, don't worry, I'm not gonna even get serious. And the irony in that is killing me. You were telling your sister that you weren't gonna get serious, but she's worried that you came on this show and met somebody that wasn't serious. You and your sister, he obviously doesn't believe anything she says about this ex situation, so I feel like there's no point continuing to talk about it with him. He then brings up another excuse, which is how the dad spoke to him. I'm assuming the dad was also asking him like, why do you still care about this situation? It's not that deep. And I guess David didn't like the way Lauren's dad spoke to him, and then he's trying to say it's because of that bro, the conversation was all over the place. David was talking around in circles. He was talking in circles and I struggled to follow. But at the end of the day gonna end because he finally breaks up with Lauren. Hallelujah, somebody! She looked like she was starting to be over it, and then he finally breaks up with her. He finally says they should end things, and then she walks out. Then this man says,
like, love is blind, but I don't think marriage is.
Bars. And then another whammy. We find out that Lauren wrote his sister a letter.
When he went to go see his sister like a week ago, I like wrote her a letter to like explain who I am and like the whole situation and like how crazy it is, but like how much I want to be with Dave and like how much I love him and how much I care about like her support. And he just like didn't give it to her.
And David didn't even give it to her. I was like, at that point, shouldn't that tell you that this guy is not serious? Dave and Lauren are finally over. Thank you, Jesus. Then we move on to the gathering of all the pod people. It starts with all the couples except Dave and Lauren going on a ski slope thing. They were sliding down the ski slopes. It looked really fun and it looked cold as hell. That's something you won't catch me doing. After the ski slope thing, they go into like, I guess, the bar section of where they were at, and we see Lauren, Molly, and Brittany join them a little while later. Molly and Lauren talk. Molly tells her that somebody told her that a girl was all over David when he was out at the basement bar. After he left her for his friends, she didn't see it, but it's what she heard. She was worried about telling Lauren this because she didn't want to seem like a hater or a jealous ex. Then Lauren informs Molly that she and Dave broke up. Molly is like, what? You know, she tells Molly why, and Molly's just like, what? It makes no sense. Yeah, girl, it doesn't make no sense. The family thing, the friends thing, the ex thing makes no goddamn sense. Then Molly starts asking, like, was Dave celibate before coming to the show, or was he a virgin coming to the show? Because why is he so bothered that you slept with people before? When someone is at the big age of 30, you should kind of expect that they've dilly-dallied and freaky-freakied other people that aren't you. But Dave cannot handle that. He even admits that his ego did not allow him. It was... he couldn't compute. He was malfunctioning. Then they begin to laugh and kiki about David, saying how his selfies online looked so bad. Molly said that when she saw his Instagram pictures, she said, woof, thank God I dodged a bullet. I said, real, girl, real. And then they said maybe he's a virgin. Maybe he's a virgin and that's why he was acting the way he was acting. And I said, oh my goodness. But let's admit, Lauren fought for this man as well. Lauren wanted Dave until he didn't want her. If Dave would have wanted Lauren, she would have stayed her ass in that relationship. Molly affirms Lauren and lets her know that if she needs anything, she's here and she will be there for her. Then we find out that Sarah broke the bed by sitting on it.
Her bed frame is like, it already broke once.
Whoa! What?
No, literally, because I sat down on it and
Sure, you sat down
on it. I sat down on something.
Look at you, finished woman. Then Brittany and Devin have their own sit down and talk. She says that he looked 21, which could be a compliment, but he seems really mature. However, she felt that his reaction to her opening up to him about her sexuality was a bit immature, and that she felt she would have liked a bit more support around that situation. And at the end of the day, everybody's a little gay. And I agree to a certain extent. I think it's a big spectrum. This is the straight end and this is the fully gay end, and there's a lot in between. That's how I see it. But I mostly agree that he should have supported her a bit more, given that he just opened up to her about his ibuprofen addiction, and she was really supportive throughout that whole thing. She held space for him. She gave him grace. She spoke life into him. But when she opened up, it was more of like a, oh, I don't know about all of that now. And then he was just like, well, I think everything turned out the way it was supposed to. Basically saying no regrets. No regrets. Like, he doesn't apologize. He doesn't do anything. And I mean, fine. Stand on your thing. Then Brittany moves on and asks him how him and Virginia are doing and how it's been going. He says it's been so easy and comfortable with her. And then she says, out of all the couples, Dave and Virginia seemed the most genuine to her. Then she says that she hopes she gets an invite to their wedding. Girl, they're genuinely not meant to be together. Then Dave shows up. I'm surprised that they didn't show us his sister dropping him off. He starts talking to the boys and says he didn't want it to be his decision, but now it looks like it was his decision and he feels really shitty. And I'm like, dude, it was your decision because you're the one that didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. So it was always going to be your decision. Lauren wanted to be there until we started to see that, okay, maybe she's had enough. She wanted to be there. So yeah, you were going to be the one that would end this thing at some point. This really supports the idea that he didn't want to be a bad guy on TV. And literally, almost always, whenever you're trying to not be the bad guy, you end up being the bad guy. In addition to being the bad guy, you look like an idiot. It was giving Clay's, my daddy cheated on my mom, my daddy cheated on my mom, I don't want to cheat on you. You end up being the bad guy at the end of the day, and you end up looking stupid and embarrassing yourself and your entire family. I don't think David's sister and friends were these big and bad people that he was portraying them to be. Because if it was really that serious, you would have allowed Lauren to meet them and clear the air. But he knew that there was really no issue. If Lauren met his family and friends, they would probably approve of her, and then he would be stuck in this relationship with this woman that he doesn't want to be in. So then he used his friends and his sister as a scapegoat as to why he couldn't move on with Lauren. When the real thing is, he probably wasn't attracted to her. Madison shows up. Then Mason and Meg show up together. Mason says that they've been hanging out and that it's going good. Meg says that she thought she wasn't gonna speak to him again, but after she got her phone back, she started to message him like, what is Mason up to? He said that he felt really shitty about how things ended. They met up, they did their own reveal, and now they're really good friends. house. And then we hear that Madison feels icked out by Mason, the way he handled that whole situation. Then Alex shows up. And then we find out that when Madison got her phone back, he was the first person to message her. And then we found out that he began to just simp for her in real life at the airport, like, can I get a hug? Can we meet at this place? Like, girl, ooh, because he saw that she was probably, you know, fine. She was probably a beautiful woman. And then Madison says that Alex told her Meg messaged him. Then she says that she feels like he was trying to pit her and Meg against each other. She calls him a massive liar. And that's it. Alex says he doesn't want to address any drama. So that's all we got. And then we find out that when Madison and Alex met at the airport, she asked him, what are your real thoughts on Mason? And he's like, fuck Mason. And then she's like, but that's not what you said when the cameras are rolling. So then she was like, because of this, she has no respect for him. And then she said that she found out that he's been saying disgusting things about her behind her back. I really don't care. I genuinely do not care. Let's move on. David and Molly talk. This was my favorite interaction of this entire episode. Molly, you are my girl. Molly, you are the MVP of this episode. Immediately they sat down. Lauren was like, all right, bitch. So Molly calls him out for wanting Lauren to be the one to end things, similar to how he wanted Molly to end things in the pods when he was breaking up with her. He's like, no, I didn't want that.
One of our first conversations was about how you push people away.
Yep.
And from the information I gathered from her, it sounded like you did not give it a chance and you were just like pushing her away for her to end it. You don't feel that way?
No.
Shut up, David. Shut up. You're a liar. And then she also calls him out for not defending Lauren to his family and friends. And obviously he's like, no, I actually did. I told them Lauren is an amazing person. So then what was the issue?
There's no way between my situation with like my friends and like my sister and family knowing about her. And then also like...
But why wouldn't you defend her for that when...
I did.
You did, and they were like,
I did.
like,
Again,
never want to.
No, they would never say that.
Then she tells him he's making excuses for his stupid, nonsensical actions. I said, whack him, Molly, whack him. And then this happens, my favorite part of their conversation.
I just feel like if anyone met Lauren, they would love her.
That's what I've been saying for weeks.
If you wanted it to happen, you would make it happen. I will always have Lauren's back. She's my number one.
And then we find out that he told his sister that he and Lauren broke up. Of course you told her. Mommy, sister, I broken up with Lauren. Can I get a gift? Can I get a present? And she sent him a teary-eye emoji. Okay. Then David speaks to Lauren, saying that it was his fault. His ego got in the way of him doing the right thing. He really was hoping that she was here. He was sorry that he was avoiding her this whole time. He really hoped she was here, but he didn't see her. I was like, what are you saying? And then at some point he was like, I really wanted to text you and see if you were okay. And then Lauren is like, but you didn't text me. And then he's like, but you didn't text me either. And I was like, bruh, guys, shut up. Kept saying, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. All his words are empty. I've had it in my notes a long time ago. His eyes are dead and everything he says are empty. There's no feeling, nothing behind his words. He was really talking in circles. He was slurring his words a lot. It was giving vision, blurry, words are slurring, what's in my bone? Wake up and just start. Okay, yeah, he was slurring his words a lot. And at some point I was just like, what the hell are you talking about? And Lauren was just there like, get me out of here. Good on you, Lauren. I'm glad you didn't leave any doors open for this man. And you're just like, yeah, at this point, we're past all of these things that you're saying. Because he was just, I was really confused as to what he was doing. Like, leave this girl alone. Leave her alone. Lauren says she doesn't believe what he says and that they're past a point of no return. Like I said, good on you, girl. Good for you. Now it's 9 days until the wedding. And now we're back to Ben and Sarah, who are going to church. Hey. And the whole time she looked extremely uncomfortable and it looked like she wasn't feeling it. And then she says she wasn't feeling it, but she'll come again once in a while for Ben.
I don't think I got the answer of whether this church or service necessarily aligns with my values of being very open and diverse and accepting of everyone around us. And so me personally, I'm not there. And I want to say I'm not there yet, but maybe I'll never be there. But also for my marriage, it's going to be with the most important person in my life. life. It's me and Ben looking at each other, choosing each other. I would definitely come again.
Then we see Devin and Virginia go to a dance lesson, and then we saw Joey and Monica play pickleball, and then we saw Taylor and Daniel making Christmas cards and ornaments for their wedding favors. They're taking pictures to use for ornaments and Christmas cards for their wedding party favors. Good for them. They love Christmas. And then we see them go dress and tux shopping. I love seeing pretty dresses, but this time around, none of the dresses caught my eye at all. But they seemed very happy. Something important that did happen during the tux shopping was Joey giving us a little bit more insight on what he plans on doing on the wedding date. He says that he won't know his answer until the day of, but he says Monica is someone that he wants in his life and someone that he will drop everything for, but he isn't sure about his decision yet. He doesn't know if he will say I do or I don't. He says that on the day of, his answer is going to be 100%. Then we just see like some flashes of the couples eating dinner, and then we land on Virginia and Devin. We hear that he has a lot going on with his basketball tournament and his birthday around the same time period, and I think even the wedding is around the same time period. And then she says that she would like to come to the tournament to support him as well, but they have to, you know, figure all that out. Then she brings out the prenup, like, here is the prenup, here you go, here is the prenup. The prenup basically talks about the property, earnings during the marriage, debt, and support after the marriage. He asks her, what do you say to someone who asks if you're gonna be married forever? Why do you need a prenup? Guy, sign the mother effing prenup. Number one, you are a stranger, you don't know her. Number two, this is a smart thing to do. It doesn't just protect her, it protects you. You're coming off as though you really want this woman's money. Sign the mother effing prenup. In my notes that says, sir, it's too little too late to be asking these questions. And then she responds, it's the business aspect and the legal aspect of getting married. And it's a logical thing to do. It's not about thinking that the marriage will fail. It's not about planning for divorce or anything like that. This is just a smart thing to do in case, in the unfortunate event that a divorce happens. Just because your mom and your dad have been married for 34 years doesn't mean you're gonna be married for 34 years. Because your sister has been married for 10 plus years don't mean you're gonna stay married for 10 plus years. Simply because commitment is everything to you does not mean divorce might not happen. He then says he needs to take more time to read through it, find out what it means to him, and gain more clarity on it before signing it. And that he wants to get a lawyer or his parents and somebody that he trusts to look at it as well. I understand getting the lawyers to read it, but the parents, I'm like, get a lawyer to read it and sign the damn prenup. And that's it for episode 11. Thank you guys so much for making it this far. I really appreciate you. Like the video if you like the video. Don't forget to leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let's discuss. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you get notified anytime I drop a new video. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!